beautiful dreamer. I'm so glad you're here. This is a space to rest, to dream, and to come home to yourself. I'm Susan Bruck, and I invite you to listen and receive. Simply let the sound, story, and stillness carry you into deeper peace. I am Susan, and welcome to the Beautiful Dreamer Society podcast and video. For this week, I just took a moment to ground and center myself and purify my space. And now I am ready to be with you. So today's offering is pretty simple. I'm going to start by drawing a card from the Dreamer Path Oracle deck. And then I have a story to read to you, a story that I wrote about 12 years ago, I think, or was it in 2012? Anyway, more than 10 years ago. It's called John of the Crossroads. In my Substack post this week, I wrote about finding myself at the crossroads again. And so this is a way of looking at the crossroads as a place of safety and sanctuary. So, first of all, let's see. The cards have to tell us today. I'm just giving them a quick shuffle, which perhaps you can hear, but I'm not good enough at adjusting the camera to move it around, so I'm not. Here, I'm cutting the cards. One more time. Oh, and look, there's a card jumping out. Let's see what, oh, you could see what it is when I turn it that way. Let's see what it is. Gift of air. Gift of air. And there is, I don't know if you can hear it, but I sure can. There's a fly buzzing wildly through the air in my space here. And it's been beautifully breezy outside, although now it seems calm and sunny. So, gift of air. Let's see what I put in the guidebook. Gift of air. Air refreshes. Air renews. The greening breath that awakens the earth. The blossoming breath that opens your heart. It carries freshness and levity. The fragrance of spring. The cheeping of a newly hatched nestling. The lightness of angels riding on the wind. Ever renewing, ever enlivening. Love dances through the air and rings and swirls and gales of laughter. Air's gift is compassion and flight, the ease of taking yourself lightly, the reminder that life can be playful and that love, like the wind, always carries you. The gifts of air are freshness, levity, and love. Every breath brings greening and renewal, and laughter rises on its currents. Gift of air. And now, instead of a meditation this week, I will share this story with you. I read somewhere that reading fiction um, affects us in the same way as meditation. So I invite you to get comfortable, whatever position you'd like to be, sitting or lying down, standing and walking, or just standing if you'd like, comfortable. And let's just take 3 heart breaths together, and then I will share the story with you. Breathing in peace, breathing out love, breathing in peace, breathing out love, breathing in peace, breathing out love. John of the Crossroads, by me, Susan Bruck. John put down his axe and paused for a moment to listen to the wee ones of the woods. The birds sang of ripening berries, and the squirrels complained that the nuts were still green. He smiled as he gathered the wood into a tidy pile. It was cool and green deep in the forest, even though the sun shone brightly above. As he set off on his daily rounds, he felt the life flowing from him, from the tiny ants. He felt the life flowing around him, from the tiny ants gathering seeds to the owl sleeping in its hole in the oak tree. Mother Earth had woven great beauty and strength into the forest. John knew the forest so well that he could feel if a spider's web had been damaged or a branch had fallen from a tree. Today, he headed for the crossroads, the place of sanctuary and transformation. He knew something was happening there. It was his place, for he was John of the Crossroads. When he arrived, his eyes opened wide in astonishment, for there, growing in the center of the crossroads, the empty place, stood a strong young birch tree. He walked all around it, wondering, where had it come from? No matter. This was a safe place for all beings. He sat under the tree, leaning against the trunk. He felt the heart beating within the tree. Drops of what felt like rain fell on his head. He looked up towards the cloudless sky, but the water was falling from the tree's leaves. He placed his hand on its bark in order to hear its message. I am not a tree, but a human girl, said the tree. I ran away from the dwarf who kept me prisoner. He made me work night and day, cleaning and polishing his mountain of things. But I long to sing and dance in the sunshine. He followed me, so I turned myself into a tree, rooted deeply in the ground. Now he can't make me go back with him. Please help me. You are safe here, John replied, and may go in whatever direction you choose. I would suggest you not stay a tree for long, though, lest you forget your true form. Choose your path, and I will keep you safe as long as you remain here. He took his broom, made of forest grasses, and swept the dirt path clean and smooth around the tree girl. He returned home and brought back some vegetable soup he had made. Here, child, you are human and you need to eat. I wish I had some bread and cheese and wine for you, but this will have to do. The tree did not change back. John knew that she needed to be alone to think things over. He left the soup and went back to his hut to eat his meager supper, the very same soup he'd brought to the tree girl. As he was falling asleep, he thought about bread and cheese and wine. It had been a long time since he had those delicious things. He loved his life, but sometimes he missed those simple pleasures. That night he had a dream. He stood in the crossroads facing the tree. As he watched, the tree turned into a girl with dark skin and darker hair. She looked golden in the moonlight. She sat down and ate the soup he had brought her. Then she wiped the bowl clean with some leaves she pulled from a lilac bush. In his dream, he saw the dwarf with his pointy beard and beady eyes. He hid behind a rock, waiting for the girl to leave the crossroads so he could grab her. But Dream John snuck behind the dwarf and grabbed him. He tied him to a tree by his long beard. Then John dreamed of freshly baked bread. He returned to the crossroads the next day to find that the tree was gone and a basket stood in its place. Looking inside, John saw a bottle of wine, a loaf of bread, and a large chunk of cheese wrapped in cloth and tied with a string. Under his now empty soup bowl was a piece of folded paper. He opened it and read, "Thank you for helping me find my way." John smiled and looked at the footprints that headed east, the path of new beginnings. He smiled. She had chosen to follow her heart. "Godspeed to you, dear one," he said with a smile, "and thank you for the food. I shall eat well tonight." He picked up the basket and headed for home, pulling a few long gray hairs from the lilac bush as he walked by. As he walked, he sang this song. I am John of the forest green, at the crossroads I'll be seen. Into the forest walk with me, in the forest wild and free. I will guide you along the way, to the crossroads to rest and pray. I'll stay with you until you know which direction you wish to go. I am joyful, I am free. John of the crossroads, your friend will be. And so our story ends. Thank you so much for listening. See you again soon. Thank you so much for listening to the Beautiful Dreamer Society podcast. Until next time, this is Susan Bruck, and I wish you healing rest, sweet dreams, and deep peace.